going to be making a Father's Day cake, and it's going to look like a shirt in a shirt box. So what I have here is a standard shirt box. You can find these at your dry cleaners or your local department store. And then we need to prepare our cake board that's going to go inside of this. You can use just a regular piece of cardboard and cut it down to size. This one is a little bit, might be a tight fit once we get it covered with foil. We'll see. And we're going to need to cut a little bit off here. So be careful with your cutting because you don't want to cut too much. You can always cut more, but you can't put any back if you go too short. So now that I've cut my cardboard, I'm going to check it for size. It's actually a bit of a tight fit, so I know once I get the foil on here, it's going to be a little bit too big. So I'm going to cut just a hair off of the edge here so that it fills the box nicely, but isn't too snug. Check that again. There we go. That's going to go in and out of there nicely. So that's ready to be covered with foil. Now we're just going to cover this with foil. And there's lots of decorative kinds of foils that you can get out there, but this is going to be covered by a cake, so nobody's really even going to see it. So regular plain old aluminum kitchen foil is fine because you know what? It costs a lot less than those ones that are sold just for cakes. And it's obviously just as food safe. So that's all covered, ready to go. We can get our cake on there. Now we've made sure that our board fits perfectly inside of our box, and we're going to measure it. We've got 9 inches by barely over 14 and a half. Now something to keep in mind is that you need extra room for the icing and the fondant that's going to be on this cake. So if our board is 9 inches, then the cake should only be 8 by about 13 and a half. So I baked mine in an 11 by 15, but you could bake yours in a 9 by 13 and you just have a little extra space on the top and bottom, no big deal. So just depending on the size of pans you have, use what you have. So we're gonna go ahead and turn the cake out of the pan. And I baked this in an 11 by 15, which is perfect size for 2 cake mixes, in case you're a cake mix kind of person. And these are flour nails that you might be familiar with. I just spray them real good with non-stick coating before I bake my cake, and it helps the center to bake evenly. Otherwise your sides are done, the middle's still jiggly, so that's not a good thing.